The family thought they were raising a puppy 2 years later. It turned out to be something totally different when a job came home. A puppy looked at how much food he ate. Of course, that was not an impediment to continue with him and take care of him, however. When the creature began to grow more and more, she realized that something was not normal in him, so she decided to ask for help. So Yun is a woman who resides in the Yunnan province located in southeastern China. She lives there with her family, and in the year 2016, a small puppy came into their lives. She thought the animal in question was a Tibetan Mastiff, an ancient working breed of the Himalayan nomads and a traditional guardian of Tibetan monasteries. According to history, that Karina breed defended the Tibetan tribes from wolves, bears, and leopards, so given its large physique, her and her family expected the animal to look too much her account, that when the animal was small, it ate a box full of fruits and 2 packs of noodles daily, and she thought that was very normal. However, when the creature continued as the woman grew older, she began to worry that her pet might not be a dog at all. By the time it was 2 years old, it weighed in at almost 113 kilos. This was no ordinary weight for your average Tibetan Mastiff, but the sheer size of the animal wasn't the only thing that raised Zoom's suspicions. As the dog grew, it began to show a talent for walking on its hind legs and also seemed to have very good balance on both limbs. Eventually, something clicked in her mind and she realized that her pet wasn't a dog at all. In fact, she realized that it was a bear. The bigger it grew, the more it looked like a bear. The woman said, she added, "To be honest, I'm a little scared of bears, however, since she didn't have a birth certificate for the animal, the zoo was unable to help her." So the woman turned to the forest police, who referred her to the staff at the Wildlife Rescue Center, and they immediately agreed to take the bear off her hands by the time the officers arrived at the house. Where the bear was kept, it was about a meter tall. As a result, the staff. He felt quite intimidated by the animal, and despite knowing that it was used to humans, they sedated it to feel more secure. This way, they were able to report it to its new home. Once the animal arrived at the Yunnan Wildlife Rescue Center, staff confirmed that it was indeed an Asiatic black bear. The species is classified as vulnerable in China due to housing and deforestation. In China, the expansion of the human population has led to habitat loss in several forests. Consequently, between the 1940s and 1990, the distribution area of black bears was reduced by 80%. In housing, it is also one of the poaching threats that Asiatic black bears undertake. Body parts of this animal, including its paws and bladders, can fetch thousands of dollars on the black market, so it could have been easy for your pet to have fallen into the wrong hands before being acquired. Thankfully, at the Yunnan Wildlife Rescue Center, the animal had found a safe haven. Staff named the bear a small black bear and were happy to learn that it was in good health. They had no scars, let alone any injuries on their bodies. Penkaina Asiatic black bears are protected under the National Wildlife Protection Law, and those seen hunting or trapping them without proper documentation can expect severe punishment. According to local media, the woman and her family could face charges for keeping a bear in captivity. However, police said any sentence would likely be reduced thanks to their cooperation. Unsurprisingly, given the nature of the story, the news soon went viral in China, and it didn't take long for the woman's gross confusion to hit headlines around the world. Moreover, many people simply couldn't believe that someone would raise a bear thinking it was a dog. Shockingly, she and her family are not the only people to mistakenly raise a bear thinking it was a dog. In March 2018, Chinese press revealed how a man from the same area as her took a stray dog home only to later discover he was also raising a bear. Other media outlets claimed that a person raised a fox thinking it was a Japanese sprint dog. The fox obviously had to be taken to the zoo later. Another case that occurred in Asia and became known was where a man thought that a leopard was a cat, and so he raised it at home. Without a doubt, this is impressive news where nature can play a trick on us. I hope this video has been useful to you. If so, don't hesitate to give us a comment and share I Am Liked Vales. Thank you very much for viewing us. Until next time.